teacher. You saw more in me than I could see. You helped the struggle in me. You planted seeds still growing in me. You educated me. Thank you, my Mary's I teacher. Faith and courage. Thank you, my Mary's I teacher. You're a real one.
Hi, good day. My name is Frankie McGibbon from the class of 85 and your host for today. It is great to be back here again on the Mary's Eye podcast series on reintroducing myself. And today is again a very special feature or teacher's edition. And our special guests for today are Brigadier the Honorable Errol Johnson, Mrs. Jem Taylor Riley, and Mr. Everard Owen. Welcome, teachers.
Thank you very much.
So we're so looking forward to being reacquainted with you. So let's start with some introductions, starting with you, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, well, you got my name correct. The last part of it. I said the first part is added on. I spent a long time at St. Mary High School. From in the 70s right up to 2013 when I left as principal. Yeah. And I was asked to go up to Islington to help sort it out. And I think I spent about 2.5 years there. And
really?
Said that would have been enough of my involvement in dealing with children on a large scale. So, but before I went into full retirement, I was asked by the then Prime Minister and by extension the Governor General to be the custos of St. Mary.
Yes.
And that I've been doing that since 2015. Then in 2016, somewhere in August, I was asked to take over the cadet force as the commandant and to see what I could do with it. And those are my two projects, more so the cadets than the custos that I've been working with. So those have kept me occupied. In addition to my three grandchildren, 2 boys and a young lady who is probably about 9 months old now. And she's a whole handful. So that's the fun part of life. I always tell people that enjoy your children, you enjoy the grandchildren, because when they start giving trouble, you send them back to their parents. So
indeed.
Yeah, those are my thing. In addition to that, I spent time visiting the primary schools and doing some mentorship work. As custos, we have a project that does mentorship for students who are going into the grade 6 years in transition for high school. So we do them for 2 years and work with them. So those are the things that, and I'm still married. Every year I renew my license. You have to, just like you have to pay your land tax, so that you renew your license if you're married. And there has been no objections to that so far.
Good, very good.
So things are moving along, right? And life is good. St. Mary High School has taught me a lot of things.
Thank you very much, sir. Was it chemistry alone that you taught at St. Mary High?
Chemistry was my subject.
Yes.
So it's, I remember I tried teaching some physics one time, but that didn't go too far.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Owen.
Yes. Well, my name is Everard Owen.
Yes.
And I'm married, have one son, no grands as yet. And I taught at St. Mary High School between 1979 to 1990. and I taught physical education and integrated science to law school.
Okay.
And after leaving St. Mary High School, I went to Pascal Teachers College, now CASE, College of
Yes.
Politics, Science and Education, where I retired in 2017. And what I do now, I'm actually involved in a number of volunteer work. I'm a
Okay.
part of the Portland Football Association, responsible for referees. I still do some analysts with track and field with RGR Sports, and I do some correspondence for the Observer and also Radio Jamaica. I serve as an elder at Bethesda Gospel Chapel and also a board member of the Everard Evangelistic Association.
Okay. Oh, you're with Errol. Okay, nice. Thank you very much. This is Riley.
Yes, thanks for having me. My full name is Jem Patrice Taylor Riley.
Yes.
I am the third for the late Clifford Winston and Millicent Maud Taylor, now deceased. I am married and I have 4 children who are also married. Now, I taught at St. Mary High School from 1978 to 2016. And that makes it 38 years. I marked CXC for 30 years. And I enjoyed the exercise. I always look forward to marking CXC because it gives you an opportunity to meet with other educators from all over the Caribbean. And the marking of CXC really was an eye-opener because while marking, you discover what CXC really wants. And then when you go back to the classroom, you're able to say, well, this is in the syllabus, this is in the textbook, but this is what CXC wants. Now, because of that, I usually encourage my teachers, and I'm saying my teachers because I was the head of the business department for many, 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 many years. As a matter of fact, the business department was the most prolific at St. Mary High School and the most prolific declared by the Jamaica Teaching Council in Region 2. So much so that the department was given an award for its performance. Apart from teaching, I do community work. At the moment, I'm retired and I have a heart of compassion and mercy for the elderly, just like my mom. I'm very passionate about evangelism. Why? Because Jesus Christ is our chief and our captain and commander. After I retired, I was made chair of the St. Mary's Circuit of Seventh-day Baptist Churches, and I did that for 2 years. And at the same time, I was also the president of the Jamaica Seventh-day Baptist Women's Board. So I have been very, 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 very active.
So thank you very much, teachers. As we move on, just going to ask you, as we reflect on your time at St. Mary High, going to ask each of you the same question and just allow you to respond before moving to the next ones. We're going to start again with you, Mr. Johnson. The first question is, what 3 words best describe your time at St. Mary High during the 1980s?
Learning environment. An excellent learning environment.
Okay. Do you want to say anything else on that?
Yeah, that I learned a lot from interacting with my students. Not only did they learn from us, but I learned a lot from them, interacting with them because they were all of different environment, different social standing.
Yeah.
And, you learn how to react to the different things that you will meet up. And that has helped me now in my older life, because there are people of different types.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you have to deal with them. And, the things that you learned in your early days are the things that help you during these times.
Wonderful. Thank you. Mr. Owen.
Challenging, openness, inspiring.
Tell us a little more.
Well, for me at St. Mary High School, I was involved in science at the junior level of the school. And ironically, I have Mr. Johnson there because he challenged me a whole lot to be responsible for science in the junior school. And I will share an experience with him. When I decided to do the diploma program at GC Foster College, Mr. Johnson actually challenged me not to do that. He actually went to the University of the West Indies and got applications formed for me to do science education at the University of the West Indies. And I told him, I love physical education, and physical education is a part of science, and that's what I wanted to do. So eventually yielded and signed my leave off for me to go and study at DC Foster.
Okay, wonderful.
The openness, right? And again, I will say this, before Mr. Johnson was Mr. Hamilton. I actually worked with him before at Denhamton High School, and then he came to St. Mary High School. And I served with the Eastern Champs Committee, and that opened up a lot of avenues for me in terms of sports and leadership qualities, how you can handle meetings and so, and that helped me a whole lot. And the whole aspects of my teaching and being involved in sport was very inspiring during my time at St. Mary High School.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Owen. Mrs. Riley.
Yes, 3 words. Rewarding.
Yes.
Enriching and fulfilling.
Okay.
Fulfilling because I'm the kind of person where when I go to class, I have objectives and aims to achieve. And even though the objectives may be for that class, my total objective is to get the students to do well in the examination at the end of the school year. And I think I have done exceptionally well at this. Getting the students to perform creditably. I remember on one occasion I had this particular class, and there were 2 students in the class, but one in particular who, when I gave homework, she would complete all the problems in the chapter, everyone. But there was this boy who, he was kind of lazy. And when I gave the homework, he would attempt at least 2. If I gave 3 problems, he would attempt at least 2, so that I couldn't say that he didn't try. And that particular year, I remember one day I was in Ocherios and I heard a shout in a chorus, Mrs. Riley! When I spun around, I saw 2 young ladies from that class. So I thought that they were going to tell me that what I predicted, that they would get a 1, they actually got the 1, because it was my practice too, after completing the syllabus and going through many past paper questions with the students, do predictions and say what grade they would get. if they're going to get a 1 or between a 1 and a 2 or a straight 2 or between a 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
And those were borderline between 3 and failing. And lo and behold, when I thought they were going to say, we got the 1. No, that was not what they said. Miss, that X, I'm not going to call the name. That X the subject, miss. So, in my mind, I said, if that young man passed, then
Yes.
everybody passed.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mr. Johnson, back to you. What drew you to St. Mary High when you just started? Was it a deliberate choice or did just circumstances happen to bring you there?
I followed my father to see Mr. Cargill about something pertaining to transportation.
Okay.
Mr. Cargill asked me if I would like to teach chemistry at St. Mary High School. And I said yes. And that was it.
And that was it. Just like that. Thank you. Mr. Owen, what same question for you. What drew you to St. Mary High? Or was it just circumstances?
I was at Richmond Secondary, and I was very much involved in sports program there. And at St. Mary High School was just after they had won girls' champs, I think, for 2 years, and they have lost a number of persons. And my good friend, Mr. Hutchinson, Seymour Hutchinson,
Yeah.
came to me and invited me if I wanted to come to St. Mary High School to teach physical education, assist in the track and field program and the football program. And I said yes. And he took me to Mr. Cargill, and that's it. That was it. I was at St. Mary High School, and then I moved on from there after.
Wonderful. How about you, Mrs. Riley?
Well, I just love young people. I love young people with a passion, and I thought I'm a past student of St. Mary High, and I wanted to go back and contribute to mold and to shape lives, to empower students in the world of work or for a higher level. That is what really drew me there, and I've never ever regretted it.
So did you see a position posted in the paper or something, or did you just go on and check?
Yes, a position was posted and I applied. At the time, it was Mr. Cargill, who was the principal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I applied and I did the interview and I was accepted.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mr. Johnson, tell us about the students of the 1980s. What set them apart? Their drive, their challenges, their characters. What did they look like
There's a
outside of the
difference
classroom?
in the 1980s, the students then would have been, especially the older ones, would have been very energetic in their thought process.
Yes.
Seeing that we were in a transition state from the 70s to the 80s, right? So you'd find that there was a lot of things going through their minds. One thing I would say about them, I'd use 2 words. They were bad, but they were not rude, right?
Okay.
They would do the normal things.
Explain that one for us. I don't understand that.
Huh?
Explain that for me. They were bad but not rude.
No, they do the badness that boys and girls are expected to do, but they take correction. Not like now when parents is, because I remember, I think it was with Mr. Cargill that we prevented bullyism at St. Mary High School. And
A lot of us still remember.
That was a morning when I think myself, Mr. Hutchinson, and Mr. Levy, we caned some 45 boys who tried to bully some youngsters. And since then, during my tenure, There was no bullying at St. Mary High School since then, and that was from early 80s. But as I said, the students at that time, you know, and one thing about them, they didn't complain about accommodation, etc.
Yes.
Because you remember, I think the famous cheers that Mrs. Churchill introduced, the coconut stumps, because at that time Little Yellowing was in, and we got the coconut stumps and cut them and make stools with them. So especially in the biology lab upstairs, boys like you who used to roll the coconut stumps on the
Indeed.
concrete and disturb the classes downstairs. You know, but it was a set of students in the 80s who were energetic in their studies and in creating problems, but problems that they would stand to be corrected. And
Okay. Okay.
they did not resist the correction. We didn't have to have many parents coming up here to cuss us off, if I may say.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, it was a good set of students. I think it was a new generation, a transition from one generation to another generation, you know.
Okay.
So
Thank
I
you.
find, yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Owen.
Yeah, I think the students in the 80s for me were a set of students who were willing to learn and asked a number of questions. And you had to be sharp and ready with the answers. You have to be reading ahead of them. And there were a set of students who were committed and wanted to do well. And they were eager. And in terms of sports, I remember a number of students who wanted to do well, not only in athletics, but also in football. I remember there was a youngster from Richmond who was a member of the football team, and he was sick and had the flu, and we had a key game to play against Rossies. And I had to call the doctor to check on him if he could give him the permission to play. I don't know if Mr. Johnson remember that situation, because none of us wanted him to play. And the doctor said that if he wants to play, allow him to play. But if you see anything funny happening, take him off. You know? And those are the type of students that we had, that were eager and willing and ready and committed to do what they wanted to do.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Riley. Students
Yes.
of the 80s. Yes.
Yes, I will underscore all of what is said already. But in addition to that, the students were really respectful.
Yes.
They respected authority, and they were humble and very polite. Yes, and they worked with a sense of purpose. You got the impression that they knew exactly what they wanted and they worked towards it. I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but I remember a particular young man who, when I reached the stage where I made my predictions as to what each student would get as a grade, I remember in one accounting class. And when I said he would get a straight 2, he looked at me straight in the eye and he said, "Miss, that is what you really think I'm going to get? I am going to show you that I am a 1 student." And he actually got a 1. So the sense of purpose was there. He knew what he wanted and he worked towards it. That's the kind of students we had during those times. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. On to our next question, Mr. Johnson. Who was a colleague, fellow teacher, or an administrator who positively impacted you in your role as an educator, especially during the 80s?
Somebody named Mr. Levy. Donut
Mr.
Levy.
Levy.
Yes.
Okay.
He appears to be very casual. But whenever he says anything to you, it has, a profound meaning.
Mm,
And he was willing to guide you in his own simple way,
yes.
He wasn't that, top of the line person with a BSc honors or masters or what. But put it this way, you said that some people are streetwise. He
Yes.
was school wise. He
Okay.
knew how to manage a school as such.
Yes. Yes.
He really helped me and guide me. And in fact, he was a science teacher. So
Yes.
he
Yes.
would,
Yes.
guide me along that line.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Mr. Owen, same question.
Yeah. There are three persons that I would name. First, Mr. Johnson, Errol Johnson, who
Okay.
guided me and helped me. He actually take me like a son,
Okay.
and guide me along. I had worked with Mr. Hamilton, as I mentioned earlier on before,
Yes.
and
Yes.
he also inspired and guided me along. And there was a youngster that I worked with at St. Mary High School, Donald Hawthorne. We were like buddies, and we did work together in track and field and in football and other areas. We were referees together, and we traveled all over this country. And so these are persons who really inspired me and a positive role in my life as an educator.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Riley.
Yes, I will never forget EU Cargill. Always etched in my mind. And one of the main reasons was that Mr. Cargill was always calm, composed, commanded the respect of all those who were around him. And
Yes.
no matter how grave a problem there was that he was dealing with, he always had this calm, composed way. I was usually intrigued by that. And I always said to myself, I want to be have that kind of personality, that
Yes.
kind of way, dealing with difficulties. I think I have achieved that to some extent, but I
Okay.
think I failed sometimes along the way.
Thank you very much. So this is our final question in this section, Mr. Johnson. I really should have been saying Costas Johnson, but you understand.
No, it's all right. It's all right. If you ask for Costas Johnson in St. Mary,
Yes.
the people might tell you they don't know him. But if you ask for
Okay.
Teacher Johnson,
They know him.
I know him. Principal
All
of St.
right.
Mary High School, yeah, I know him, yeah.
Wonderful. Can you recall a special moment with a student or a class that made you feel like all your sacrifices was worth it as a teacher?
It was a fellow. I remember him because I met him sometime later in New York. He was sent down to me. I was preparing a chemistry lab. I was doing the titration, trying to get the end point.
Yeah.
And somehow somebody sent him down to me because he was giving trouble. A big fellow, And I was there concentrating, and I said, what do you want? I forget the teacher, send me to you, sir, because I was giving trouble. And reflex action, I turned around and I punched that boy in the chest. And the big fellow rapped back and I said, you hit me, sir? I said, yeah. And you stay hit, go and go tell your father. But he knows that his father, we were friends.
Yes.
Some years later, I was in New York and I was in this location and I saw him at the back peeling potatoes. And a little after he came around and said to his mate, this is the gentleman I always tell you about. I took up defensive position. He said, sir, I'm doing my master's. And every time I sit down in class, I feel a thump in my chest. It reminds me life is worth living.
Yes. A very interesting story. Mr. Owen. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
I think of maybe two students, one in particular. My house was a house where a number of athletes stayed for champs, Eastern champs, boys and girls champs. And I remember one evening after Eastern champs, a youngster came to me and said, Mr. Owen, can I come and live with you? And I said, why? Why you want to live with him? He said that his mother is not around and he was living in Ochi and walking the streets and he wanted somewhere to stay. So I said, my wife said to me, so we need to talk to his mother. So his mother had migrated and we got in touch with his mother and we spoke with her and said he wanted to come and live with us. And we decided to do that. And what actually happened, after that is that our house in Highgate actually became a little boarding house for students because a number of students came to live with us after that, and he migrated after high school, lived in Canada and moved to managerial positions. And we are still in good touch. And there was also a youngster from the Fraserwood area who actually literally lived at our house, was also an athlete, and we're still in good relationships. He actually lives in the States now, and we have maintained a good relationship over the years.
Very nice. Thank you very much. This is Riley.
I can't forget the experience I had one day. I was shopping in a supermarket, and all of a sudden I heard a young man saying, Mrs. Riley, you're the best teacher in the world. I said, oh my God, who is this? I said, no, man. So I went around to the aisle where he was talking. And when I saw who it was, he was always a troublemaker. Yes, in class. And I said, come on, stop it. You're disturbing. No, I'm not going to stop it. The world has to know. You are the best teacher in the world. You have done so much for me. You have made such an impact on my life. And I said, oh my God. The sad thing about it now, anyway, is that he has transitioned. He has passed on.
Okay.
But I was glad that I made a great impact on his life. He was a noted troublemaker, but the talking and so on to him did not go in. Yes, he actually acknowledged it. Yes, and he wanted the world to know.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You're the best teacher, yes. This has taken us to the end of this section, and we're going to move into what we call now the lightning round. I'm going to ask a series of questions to each person before I move to the next. It's meant to be light and fun, kind of the first thing that comes to mind. And I'm going to start with you again, Mr. Johnson. So grading homework, satisfying ritual, late night struggle, or I made the students exchange homework books and grade each other?
No, I grade homework, but I don't take home schoolwork. I finish all my work at school. But
so I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that as a satisfying ritual then?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Staff meetings when you are not principal. Productive gathering, necessary endurance, or something you politely survived?
Something I politely survived.
That's interesting. Your classroom, was it quiet and disciplined, organized chaos, or students give a lot of trouble?
Well, the chemistry lab had to be organized and disciplined because the whole school could blow up at any time.
Indeed. Did anyone do any stink bombs?
Yes, we used to do that.
Okay. I remember that too.
Yes.
Type of teacher you were, disciplinarian, fun teacher, or a nurturer?
All three.
Which one rose to the top?
I think I was a disciplinarian.
I think so too, yes. The school sports day, enthusiastic participant, sideline observer, or busy house organizer.
I was, as Mr. Owens would have me doing all sort of things. So I was very involved in helping to organize.
What house were you a part of? You remember of?
I don't remember if I was
You did-
I was in Stanley House at
Oh, you're
one
in
time.
Stanley. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Coming to you with the same questions, Mr. Owen. Grading homework, satisfying ritual, late night struggle, or I made the students exchange homework books and grade each other.
I would say it was somewhat of a satisfying ritual because I had to go through those. And then when, as a grade supervisor, you had to check other teachers' work and things like that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed all of that,
Okay.
and
Fun.
had to do it before you go home.
Oh, you did. Okay. Staff meetings that set me high. Productive gathering, necessary endurance, or something you politely survived.
I think our staff meetings were productive gatherings. We had a lot of
Okay.
ideas and things. And then
Yeah.
we had what I would call task masters who saw to it that whatever we discussed and decided that it had to be fulfilled.
Very nice. Your classroom, quiet and disciplined, organized chaos, or student gave a lot of trouble.
I think it was a mixture of being organized, especially for the science and so, and for physical education had to be organized, but sometimes you had students who just didn't want to do the activities. So you have to get them
Okay.
involved and find means and ways to get them involved.
Okay. And the type of teacher you were, disciplinarian, fun teacher, or the nurturer.
I think I was more nurtured.
Okay. School sports day. I guess let me hear what you say on this one. Enthusiastic participant, sideline observer, or busy house organizer.
I wouldn't say house organized. I had to organize all the sports and see that all the houses were in place, all the students were in place, and other activities and equipment and things are in place for a smooth running of a sports day, preparing the grounds and things like that. And it was fun for me to get all of these things. And at the end of the day, to see students and teachers enjoying and satisfied,
Yes.
it was pleasing.
I'm trying to remember. I remember a race that there was with teachers race. And I remember you racing it. I don't remember what you came in the race, but I remember you racing in that for teachers race. Do you recall that?
I'm trying to, I think I was forced to participate in that.
You were forced.
Race, right? Because they said I cannot be the physical education teacher. I'm not a member for house, but I have to show my material.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Mrs. Riley, same questions for you. Grading homework, satisfying ritual, late night struggle, or I made the students exchange homework books and grade each other.
Satisfying. I had what I would call a system that I usually put in place where while I'm marking the homework, I usually try to complete the marking of the homework in class. So while they are doing other problems, for example, accounts, I would be marking the homework, and the students knew that I was this kind of person who did not see homework as one where I treat it like a figurine where I take the homework to class and place it on my desk. But the homework has to be marked.
Yes.
And so sometimes some of them, when they didn't finish their homework, I usually mark row by row going down next because I had the answer worked out. So some of them who didn't complete their homework, they would shift from one row to the other. And I would look up and say, I see that one. I remember teachers coming to me and saying, Mrs. Riley, I don't know what you have done, but the students come to our class doing your homework. As I said, they dare not come
Just making sure.
completing the homework. Yes,
A quick
I was
question
like
for
that.
you. A quick question for you. Did you teach any of your siblings?
Yes. The sister that follows me, she's now in England lecturing in accounts and taxation at a university.
Okay.
She was actually here last week. Yes. Yes.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yes.
So, moving on to the staff meetings at St. Mary High, productive gathering, necessary endurance, or something you politely survived.
Staff meetings, like Mr. Owen said, very productive, structured,
Yeah,
yes, and quite meaningful. And whatever, we set out to do where the agenda was concerned was usually achieved. Yes.
wonderful. Your classroom, was it quiet and disciplined, organized chaos, or students gave a lot of trouble?
Students dare not give trouble in my class.
I remember. Okay. I'm heading to the next one now. The type of teacher you were, a disciplinarian, the fun teacher, or the nurturer.
Sometimes I could be a fun teacher. I was a nurturer and a disciplinarian. Yes, I
But which
always
one came first?
um uh, I think nurturer, would
Okay,
supersede
okay,
disciplinarian. Because I've
okay.
always said that whatever I want for my children, I want it for other people's children. So I
Okay,
always try to bring out the best in them to mold and shape their lives in the way that I think they should go.
very
Yes.
nice. School sports day, enthusiastic participant, sideline observer, or busy house organizer.
Well, I helped with the organizing of the my house, and I participated to a certain extent. Yes, I was a member of the Harry House, and at
Oh,
one
you're a
point
Harry. Okay,
Harryite, and at one point Henryite.
okay.
Yes.
Mr. Owen, you were not allowed to be a member of any house. Was that it?
No, no, I wasn't allowed to be
Okay,
a member of any
right.
house.
That's one. You were the meet organizer or the sports day
Right.
organizer.
Yes, right.
Yes. So we have ended our lightning round and we're in our closing reflection. So, teachers, this is your opportunity to speak directly to the men and women who sat in your classrooms many years ago. They are now scattered all over the world, in Jamaica and the US and Canada and the UK and everywhere else. And will be watching this podcast. They remember your name and many memories from all those many years ago. What would you like to say to them about your time together, your hopes for them, and about St. Mary High School that you both share? Starting with you, Mr. Johnson.
Well, based on my interaction and my meeting with my past students,
Yes,
and some very interesting discussions have taken place. What I would continue to say to them is that at St. Mary High School, there was a very solid foundation
yes,
that was laid through the years by Mr. Brown initially, followed by Mr. Cargill. And this elevate the thoughts process of our students. And this manifests itself as they graduate. Because if we look around, and you don't have to try very hard, you
yes,
will see the St. Mary High School students,
yes,
excelling in the various areas that they so chose.
yes,
And this is because of what was, instilled in them by the teachers. Remember Mrs. Moncrief in her own way,
yes,
Mrs. Searchwell in her own way,
yes,
people like that. Mrs. Searchwell, she really helped us. And even as young teachers then, she helped to calm our nerves
yes,
when because when she was dealing with disciplinary actions, she was very calm in how she deal with it. So
yes,
she dealt with them, in a very positive way, and she created that atmosphere for our children, along with the other teachers, to move forward with a positive look on life. So I would encourage them to continue and to remember, with faith and the courage, you will
yes.
achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Remember, brother. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Owen.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson just reminded us of the motto, faith and courage.
Yes. Yes.
And the students of St. Mary High School, what you have learned and what you have practiced, continue to exercise the faith and the courage and continue to do well wherever you are planted.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Riley.
Yes, I'll underscore the motto as well, faith and courage. Our students all over the world, past students, are doing exceptionally well. There must have been something very great that we've done for them to be excelling so well, not just in Jamaica, not just in the traditional America, the Big Apple, Canada, but I'm saying all over the world.
Yes.
They have done remarkably well and still doing remarkably well.
Yes.
So we need to pat ourselves on the shoulder. We've been trailblazers in molding and shaping and nurturing young people.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Riley. And thank you very much, teachers, for that response. You know, looking back for over 40 years is really a privilege. I mean, for us, we're grown up. We were like, when did we reach this age? You know, and so you teachers really have invested in us. I mean, I know many of your students, especially from the 1980s, are overjoyed and happy that you took the time out to share your experiences with us. And sometimes you had to straighten us out, and on rare occasions, cane our butts. But we are grateful for the discipline and the kindness and the love that you have helped to instill in us, you know. We are still benefiting from all them things that you have poured into us, even today. So on behalf of all your students from St. Mary High, 85ers, and other students whose life you touched, we want to say thank you, teachers, and God bless you, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.